It's your boy, the Louisiana Country Boy, coming at you live once more again. Also, what I need for you to do, sit back, relax, put on your headgear. All my worthless 2 cents is about to put something in your ear.
Bam, and there I am, right on. Whoop, popped up on that thing just as quick as I could. Look here, hey, Old Country Boy run a little bit behind. I was doing I don't know what I was doing. Anyway, I just just got away. Look here, but I'm here. I started to come, look, I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm going to show my head. This is how I started to come on right here. Y'all see that right there? Boy, look at that right there. I'm on here doing advertisement. Wait a minute, I'm going to show you once more again. Just in case you don't know who this old fella is right here. This is the Louisiana Country Boy coming at you live. Look here. Y'all see him up on here by myself, so you know when I'm up here by myself. You know what I always say. I won't be before you long. You know, I truly. Oh, I ain't doing no advertising, but I'm going to just say this. Because, you know, I like to shout out when places do something good. Man, I went to KFC today, and let me tell you, I don't know if they got the steroid chicken or what. That chicken was so big. I don't know if y'all ever remember going to, what was it, churches, when you would go to churches and you get a wing and they give you half a breast. Well, I went to KFC today, and I'm telling you, boy, that was, man. But anyway, that's enough about food. Y'all know I like to talk about food. But anyway, y'all see him up here by myself, so I won't be before you long. I thank everyone that comes by, drops in. I'm just gonna pop in. I'm gonna pop out. Won't be but a minute. You know, I was honestly sitting and debating about popping on, but y'all know, first and foremost, every Monday, every Wednesday, if it ain't but 2 minutes, it ain't but 20 minutes, it may be whatever, but I will be here. I will be here every Monday. I will be here every Wednesday, as long as the good Lord gives me breath and he says so. But I was really, because I was like, man, God, I don't know. And I tell y'all, it never, ever fails. It has not failed in the 2 years that I have been doing this, that God gives me what he wants me to pass on. Because I didn't know what I was going to say. And right before I pushed this button, he gave me this. And I hope y'all can take this with you. It's something I have talked about. It's one word. It was not in the title. It has not been posted. So this word just came, and the word is grace. You know, so much is going on these days, and so many things are happening in this beautiful world. And I'm going to say beautiful world. Why can I say beautiful world? Because this world was created by God himself. This beautiful world. We exist because of him. We exist because of grace. There's a lot of things that we hear about and we read about that are going on in the news. And you know, I don't do issues or anything. That's not what I do. I just speak from the heart, and I speak transparent, and I speak what God gives me to say. And the word again is grace. You know, not one of us, not one of us, not one of us, not one of us, not one of us. I hope somebody hears this. Not one of us has not been extended grace. Not one of us. None of us can sit here and say, well, I ain't never received grace. Not one of us have missed grace. But sometimes we miss extending grace. It almost makes me want to tear up right now as I think about grace and the grace that has been extended unto me. And I think, oh, country boy, how many times was there an opportunity for you to extend grace to others that you draw your own conclusion what they don't deserve. Wow. How many times, Ole Country Boy, has somebody maybe done something or said something or whatever it may have been, and you drew your conclusion that they don't deserve grace? But how many times, old boy, through 58 years, has grace been extended unto you? Grace. Wow. Extending grace. See, we never know what another may be going through. We never know what somebody situations they may be in. We never know what burdens may be on them. We never know what trauma may be affecting their lives. But what I know is regardless of those things, I can still extend grace. Grace doesn't say this makes it right. Grace doesn't. Grace, extending grace is what God has done to us on so many occasions. Let me rephrase that. I'm sorry, because a lot of people out there may not. What God has done for me is extended grace unto me. I've been in situations, have done things, and He extended grace. Not gave me a pass, but He extended grace. He didn't hammer me. He didn't beat me. He didn't browbeat me. He didn't poke me. He didn't point and jug at me. He extended grace to me. Maybe nobody else has ever got grace. I don't know. Right? I always say I don't come on here to point at anybody else. I come on here to share what has happened to this fellow. I can't talk about nobody else. I can't tell nobody else's story. I have never been on another person's journey, but I've been on mine. Sometimes I see things in the old world, or the old selfishness, or the old flesh wants to think like, oh, but then the spirit man rises up and says to me, have I not extended grace unto you? You remember that thing over there that you did, old boy? When you remember back when? Do you remember yesterday? Do you remember when you deserved something much harsher, but grace gave you something gentle? Do you remember, oh boy, when you should have been caught up, but I extended grace unto you to get out of that? I extended grace. And sometimes I wonder about myself, and sometimes I do wonder about others. Have you forgotten the grace that has been extended? Oh, we will accept it. Oh my goodness. Accept it, ask for it, be like, oh, wanting the grace. We want the grace. We want the grace. But Lord, when will come the time that we can extend the same grace that we are asking for ourselves? Country boy, I'm talking to you. I ain't talking about it. I'm gonna have a personal conversation with me. Country boy, I have showered you with grace and favor. Grace is when we know I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this break. Grace is when you know you were speeding. You know you were speeding, and you know you ran that red light, country boy. Grace is when that policeman pulled you over. Country boy, that Grace is when he said, I'm going to let you go. Grace. 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 Grace is when you, country boy, you remember when you went to the store to go buy something, but you didn't, you left your wallet in the car, you left it in the house, or you left it and you was there at the store to buy something, and the cashier said, don't worry about it, go here. Or the person behind you say, I got you. Grace. That's just a little. That's just a little grace. Country boy, you can take the grace. Huh? You'll take it and you'll run with it and you'll laugh. And sometimes you act like you did it. You'll act like you got you out of that. It was grace. It was my grace that got you out of that. You know in your mind and in your heart, you know that you didn't deserve this. Grace. Grace. So you telling me I extended grace unto you, but you want to judge other folk. So you're gonna tell me that all the things that I covered you, grace covering, and you're gonna tell me I covered you, but you want to expose others? Grace, country boy. You know, you always say his grace is sufficient. Is it not sufficient enough for you to give it to others? So you just think his grace is sufficient enough for you, but others are not deserving of the same grace that has been extended. So it's extended to you, but you can't extend it out grace. Grace. Grace is that you sit here and you can talk about folks. You can degrade, talk about them, and whisper and have conversations about them. But you want my grace to cover you when others are doing it to you. Grace. You want my covering, but you won't cover someone else. Grace. 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 Grace is being out at that club and you're out there and you're drinking and you're having a good time and you done had one too many, and when you finally come to yourself, you realize you're sitting in your driveway, but you don't know how you got there. Grace. No dents on your car, no bent, no nothing, no ticket. You didn't get pulled over. You didn't have an accident. Grace. Grace. But we hold his grace like it's only ours. We take his grace like we can't extend it. We can't extend, again, I keep saying this, we can't extend out what has been extended unto us. He has showered us with grace. He's brought people in our lives and in our circle to extend us grace. But we can't extend it back out. Grace. 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 You know, when you're walking and you see a whole group of people and they sitting over here talking about this one person that has no idea, but you don't extend grace and say, hey, hold up. You just join in the conversation. I can't extend grace unto them. Maybe they did it. Maybe they was wrong. Maybe we were wrong. Maybe we did whatever they was talking about when they were talking about us. Grace. Grace. We so want the thing that we are so unwilling to give. Every day. Every day. We want grace and we want mercy. The things that we cannot extend out to others, but we will accept it. Grace. Grace. We will take it in when we know we are undeserving of it. Grace doesn't come to those who deserve it. Grace is for the filthy ones who don't deserve it. Grace. No, I was wrong. No, I was wrong. No, I was wrong. No, I was wrong. Grace. Grace wasn't beating me up. Grace wasn't questioning me. Grace wasn't dragging me through the mud. Grace. Grace was that baby, look here, get up, wipe your face, dust yourself off. Now go on over there. Grace. Grandma's grace. Mama's grace. Daddy's grace. Again, grace is that thing that covers us when we know. When we know. When we know. We know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it could and should have turned out differently. Because we know we were wrong. But grace. 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 I'm granting this grace. I'm going to cover you. When are we going to start covering each other? When are we going to start extending grace to each other? When are we going to realize that just as we got it, we didn't deserve it? Grace. If his grace is sufficient for us and can be extended unto us, why can't we extend the same grace to our brothers, our sisters, our neighbors, our children, our in-laws, our exes, our futures, our past? Grace. Grace does not say that you weren't wrong. Grace don't say that you weren't wrong. Grace gives you an opportunity to get it right. Grace allows you, when you run off the road, to get back on. Grace doesn't run you in the ditch. Grace, extending grace, gives us the opportunity to straighten out and to become better. Grace. And grace gives us the opportunity to extend it to others that which has been extended unto us. Grace. I ain't saying it's easy, but I will say this. If you think If you think it's not easy to extend grace to others, ask yourself, how easy was it to be extended unto me? It's too hard to extend grace. If it's too hard to extend grace to others, why do you think it was easy to extend grace unto us? Because I'm telling you, I can guarantee you right here, right now, anybody that hears my big old mouth, anybody that sees this old ugly face, ain't a single person that has not been extended grace. There is not one person in their life that has not been extended grace. And if you say you have, Ole Country Boy, say you're lying. Or say you're lying. We have all been extended grace. Some of us over and over and over and over and over again. Grace. The same grace. The same grace. The same grace. The same grace that we have been extended. Again, I'm going to beat it. 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 The same grace that we have been extended. Why is it so hard for us to extend it out? Why? We think we better. We think we better. We can't do it. We have to judge somebody. We have to call somebody into question to extend grace unto them. What have we been called into question when we know we were wrong? Grace. Grace. Well, look here. That's all little boy got tonight. And that's all I got. Grace. You know, before we go out judging and criticizing and downing other folks, remember, but there by grace go I. Remember that. Before we get to talking down on folks and talking about folks and this, that, and the other and judging folks, remember these words. There by grace go I. Because in the blinking of an eye, could be, and one of us, and one of us, and one of us. Grace. Grace. The same grace without judgment, the same grace that was extended unto us in our dirtiness, our lying self, our cheating self, our trying to get over self, that same grace that has been extended unto us, we can extend it out. Well, yeah, that's all for the Ole Country Boy. I thank y'all so much. I really do. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to come in and say what was on my heart. To say the words that God had given me. You know, it's, if y'all only knew. If you only knew that sometimes I honestly be like, I ain't going, but I am obedient unto God. I'm not the perfect fellow, but I'm sold out for the man upstairs. I'm sold out. I make mistakes just like anybody else. But I know one thing, his grace is sufficient. His grace is sufficient. And again, I thank y'all so very much. I'm going to get on up out here. So, I told you I wouldn't be before you long, and I wouldn't. Like, yeah, we have y'all make sure y'all go and support my co-host, chat with Trina. She's on, I think, I don't know if she's on tonight. She's on Mondays and Mondays with us on Speak On It, and then she's on Wednesdays. So y'all go and support her. I thank y'all for tuning in and watching this old boy right here. I thank God. I thank God. I thank God for his grace. I thank God for allowing me and picking me to come and to facilitate his table. That's what this is. This is his. It don't belong to this old boy. It's all his. It's all his. And what I do is what he tells me to do. I go where he tells me to go. I say what he tells me to say, and I will do what he tells me to do. And I will continue that. I will continue that. I will. This is not just a talk for me. This is a faith walk each and every day. Each and every day. Each and every day. So, but anyway, as I close, I say this. If the good Lord, if God has given you a vision, if he has given you a vision, it don't matter what folks say. It don't matter who agrees or disagrees or tells you can't. It don't matter a hill of beans what folks have to say. If God has given you a vision, trust me, he has made the provisions for it. You keep pushing, you keep going, you keep pushing, you keep going, you keep pushing, you keep going. Let me tell you something. Each and every person under the sound of my voice know this, that I support you. I support you in your vision. I support you in your dream. I support you in what God has given you to do. I'm there 100%, and I'm right behind you, and I'm rooting you on, and I'm pushing you, and I'm telling you to keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going. And lastly, but not leastly, y'all know how this old boy. Wait a minute. Before the old boy end, I want y'all to look right there. When I tell y'all about dreams, when I tell you about vision, y'all see that right there? Y'all know what that is, right, y'all? That is the Louisiana Country Boy, my worthless 2 cents. That's you right there. That belongs to this fella right here. So let me tell y'all something. When I tell you, God has given it. If God has given it, ain't nobody tell you what you can't. That right there. Right here. That was God's vision. That's patented by this fella right here. Right here. And guess what? They for sale too. You can go buy you some. Anyway, lastly but not least, if you woke up this morning and you popped open your eyeballs and you looked around, ain't nobody there to tell you nothing. Well, if you went throughout the day, and look, if y'all was out there today, I'm here in Houston, and it was hot again. It was 922,000 degrees today. And it's supposed to be 209,000 degrees tomorrow. But anyway, if y'all look throughout the day and you didn't hear these words, well, here it is. I don't even know what time it was because old boy ain't got glasses on. Pretty close to 9 o'clock. But if you ain't heard these words, I'm going to tell you right now, I love you. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I love you. I love you, and I love you unconditionally. When I say unconditionally, that means whether you support me, whether you like me, whether you don't like, I don't care. Whether you call, whether you don't call, whether you leave a comment or you don't, I love you. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I love you unconditionally. And guess what? There ain't nothing, absolutely, positively nothing that you can do about it. Look, yeah, y'all have a blessed night. Y'all have, what is today? It's Wednesday. Look, y'all have a great weekend. Y'all be safe. Love y'all. And I'm up out of here. We gone now.